So here we go. This is it, the Rebel Flagship. I just had a really good feeling about this run, so decided to record it. And as luck happened, it was actually a good choice because I wound up beating it finally after being absolutely obliterated by it many times. So my strategy seems to be to disable its shields as much as possible so that most of my weapons can get through, which I'm going to do with my 2 burst lasers and an ion bomb. Ion bomb is really cool in particular because it just teleports into the ship past all the shields and deals 4 ion damage, which pretty much disables most of the shields. I don't think you can actually take down all of the shields on the flagship for very long because all the crew seem to be really good at repairing, but you know, it's, yeah, and then it cloaks. So yeah, the Rebel Flagship is a bit hard to defeat, but I got a really good run this time. I got lots of weapons, and the Defense 2 drone, which you can see there spinning around my ship, knocking down those missiles, and the lasers, which is particularly cool. So yeah, I sort of alternate between the cloaking and the shields. There's not too much you can do about the weapons. I mean, I throw the odd volley at the triple missile launcher up the top right. What's closest? Middle right. Middle right works. So you can sort of disable that, as I think that's the most damaging because all the missiles go straight through your shields. But yeah, it's the cloak and the shields that really do the major headache. So yeah, actually have all my crew, all 8, a handful of humans, an Engi, a Slug, and a Zoltan. The last one is really useful because it gets me around that maximum power limit problem, which really kicks in when you start running all this weaponry. And there we go, broke off the first chunk, beaten the first stage of the final boss, and actually only took 3 hull damage. So I'm just going to show you through all my stuff. Got a full crew, 4 humans, Engi, Zoltan, oh no, 5 humans, Engi, Zoltan, and Slug. I don't have Mantis or Rock, or yeah, but you know, pretty useful. Most of them are pretty skilled up. And I've got 2 burst lasers, a hull laser, an ion bomb, and then my drones, anti-ship 2 and defense 2, which are both fantastic. I found I use the anti-ship 2 more against sort of weaker enemies. It's not very useful against the flagship, I decided. But yeah. So, straight into phase 2. And this phase is the most annoying phase. I've beaten the first phase, stage, whatever I want to call it, whatever you want to call it, many times, but this stage is just, oh god, it's seriously just the worst. Because it has still 4 shields, it somehow has all its hull back up, it doesn't have any cloaking, thankfully, but what it does have is drones. And it doesn't just have a few drones, you'll get this barely a warning that there's a power surge detected, and then suddenly your ship will be surrounded by like just so many drones. It's, yeah, like that one that's on my ship. But luckily the combat drone is deactivated because I took out his drone control with my ion bomb. So that's really useful, and you'll want to try and keep that and the shields destroyed in this stage. I mean, look at that, that's just ridiculous. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drones now? That's, yeah, ridiculous. And a little bit unfair, but you know, it is the final boss, so it has to be pretty strong. And it's at this point where I'm freaking out a little bit because my hull's just dropped below 50%. I'm at, I don't know, 2/3 gone. I've still got shields, but you know, my crew are dying in the little, you know, breached door room. My oxygen's down, my shields are flaky, and yeah. Oh yeah, and my drones are down, so you know, no defense drone, which is always helpful. But yeah, luckily his drone control is completely destroyed at this point, and I can take a few minutes and batter at his shields. And just, you know, general rearrangement of people, trying to heal up the injured ones and keeping all the systems running. And there we go. There's all the drones again. Ugh. And I don't know if, yeah, no it doesn't. Disabling drone control doesn't really seem to stop this ability. Yeah. Anyway, I somehow managed to scrape through that section and defeat phase 2, the one that's been giving me all the headaches. And it was at this point where I just completely went, oh, what? As it disappears yet again. So yeah, moving on to stage 3 of the good old boss. Doing just general systems repair, fixing all the holes that were punched into my ship by the horrible boss, and fixing all my systems too, because I really need my sensors and my drones. Well, not so much sensors, but drones are very useful, and healing on my crew. Strangely, the Fraps didn't record the game audio at all, and I'm still having problems with it. Can't get it working. So I've just gone ahead and overlaid the game soundtrack in the background, which I bought on Steam. So that was quite useful to have in my arsenal. So yep, everyone's fully repaired. My reactor's at max. I can't really add any more power, unfortunately. I can't upgrade anything. And annoyingly, there's no repair stations anywhere at all. I can't get back to base, really, because it's way too far away. I can't retreat, because then the flagship will get to my base. So pretty much my only choice is to just try and wing it on like what's that, 7 hull? Yeah, 7 hull. Alright, now this final stage is a bit silly again. It has a Zoltan shield around it, so it absorbs a set amount of damage and doesn't let any missiles through until you destroy it. And then it's got its normal force shields and somehow way back up to full health. It's lost its ion. It's lost its shields. Oh no, it hasn't lost shields. It's lost its ion, cloaking, drone control, but it still has missiles, and I think they're burst lasers? Triple burst lasers? Oh no, the hull lasers, jeez. So here we go, beginning the first of many freaking out moments. Got hit by a missile, got a teleporting couple dudes on board, still dealing with this shield that just won't go away. Luckily lasers are pretty good against it, but yeah. Level 3 doors are pretty much essential for dealing with these guys, because it just gives you time to focus on dealing with other things going on around, and you know, it gives you those extra few seconds to think. I mean, I guess you could pause it all the time and just like click on off with the pause, but yeah, it's kind of annoying, and I can see that getting boring very quickly. So yeah, hull laser on empty room because it does twice damage, so potentially up to 6. And then just burst lasers and ion bombs on shields and just anything I can really get my hands on. And there we go. Destroyed. Hooray for Earth! Yeah, and there we go. The Kestrel and its crew unlocked the Federation cruiser and destroyed the horrible enemy ship and saved everyone. Hooray! And that wasn't too bad, actually, with that, you know, that ridiculously good set of gear. But it took me, what, 11 hours of gameplay to actually get to the point where I got a good enough run to beat the boss. So you really can't expect to beat it on the first go. And there's a whole bunch of credits here that last quite a while. I've actually fast forwarded this, and it takes quite some time. So if you want to just jump forward a little bit, I'll see you at the end and we can check out this cruiser. There you go. Who knew? FTL uses Half-Life 1 and 2 fonts. So yep, that's the credits. And we have a score, which actually is not the highest score I've ever gotten, strangely, but it was the best run I've ever had because I actually managed to beat the boss. I actually got quite far with the Engi ships both times, but have real trouble actually dealing enough damage to the boss to actually get through the shields. So this one with the Kestrel was actually really good. And yeah, so the only achievement I unlocked here was the Federation victory on easy. I have no idea how you do it on normal. I think it's going to take a lot of practice and a lot more time. But let's check out this Federation cruiser, which looks kind of phallic, but you know, we'll ignore that. We got a burst laser, which isn't really exciting. We've got 4 crew, a human, a mantis, a rockman, or rockman, and an Engi, which is pretty cool. It's not very many crew actually for this giant ship. And here I am looking around for, you know, enough weapon systems, and there it is. There's a little single rocket weapon system down the bottom, which I'm wondering what it is until finally I mouse over this, the artillery beam, which is a slow, high-powered beam that pierces all shields and does 1 damage per room hit. But it's got a ridiculously long cooldown, so yeah. Anyway, that's been FTL. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'm gonna give the cruiser a run through, and if it's successful, I might give it a record and chuck it up on YouTube. Anyway, give us a like if you enjoyed, and thanks.